Creatine. For most of us, that word conjures one image: bigger muscles. It's been a gym bag staple for decades, the supposed secret weapon for bodybuilders and athletes, synonymous with shaker cups and the relentless chase for physical gains. We've all seen it. We think we know what it's for, and we've filed it away under stuff for the gym. But what if we were all wrong? The most exciting story about this supplement isn't about muscle at all. It's about your brain. This is the story of how one of the world's most researched supplements is turning out to be a powerful tool for boosting your memory and fighting off mental fatigue. And the science is showing it works. For years, the whole conversation has been about bicep peaks and squat totals. But quietly, in neuroscience labs and clinical trials, a completely different story has been unfolding. Researchers are now looking at creatine not for its ability to fuel a deadlift, but for its potential to power your thoughts, sharpen your focus, and protect your single most valuable asset, your brain. And this isn't some fringe idea from an internet forum. The research is expanding beyond athletic performance into cognitive health, mental fatigue, and even healthy aging. What we're learning is that the exact same process that helps your muscles grind out one more rep can help your brain recall a tricky memory or stay locked in at the end of a long day. The conversation is finally moving from the locker room to the library, from the weight rack to the workplace. The problem creatine seems to solve for the brain is one we all know intimately: mental fatigue. That feeling of brain fog, the struggle to concentrate after hours of work, or the burnout that hits after intense stress, or a bad night's sleep. Your brain, just like your muscles, gets tired. It runs out of gas. And this is where creatine's story starts to get really interesting. To really get why creatine is so effective for your brain, you have to appreciate what an incredible energy hog it is. While your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, it devours a staggering 20% of your body's total energy. It is always on, firing billions of neurons, forming memories, and running your entire operating system. All this work requires a constant supply of an energy currency called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. Think of ATP as the high-octane fuel for your cells. Every single thought, every calculation, every memory you pull up, it all costs ATP. During these high-demand moments, your brain burns through its ATP supply incredibly fast. When you do something physically explosive, like a sprint, your muscles can run out of ATP in just a few seconds. The exact same thing happens in your brain when you're concentrating hard, dealing with stress, or fighting off sleep deprivation. You start to feel that mental lag and brain fog because you're literally running low on readily available ATP. Your neurons are trying to fire, but the fuel tank is hitting empty. This is where creatine steps in. Creatine is a compound our bodies already make, and its primary job is to rapidly recycle ATP. It works through a molecule called phosphocreatine, which acts like a tiny, super-fast recharging battery pack for your cells. When a molecule of ATP is used, it becomes ADP, adenosine diphosphate. Phosphocreatine swoops in, donates its phosphate group back to that ADP molecule, and instantly turns it back into a usable ATP. By supplementing with creatine, you increase the amount of this phosphocreatine in your brain. This means you have a bigger, more efficient battery backup. Your brain can regenerate its energy currency much faster, allowing it to maintain high performance under stress and resist mental fatigue. It isn't a stimulant like caffeine that just masks tiredness. It's a fundamental fuel source that helps your brain work harder and longer by directly addressing its energy supply. This isn't just a cool theory, it's backed by a growing body of solid evidence. One of the most compelling areas is memory. A 2022 meta-analysis found that creatine supplementation significantly improved memory, with particularly impressive effects in older adults. A more recent systematic review from mid-2024 confirmed that creatine has significant positive effects on memory, attention, and information processing speed. The evidence for its impact on memory was even rated with moderate certainty, a strong vote of confidence in the world of nutritional science. The benefits of creatine seem to really shine when the brain is under stress. Think about sleep deprivation, high-pressure exams, or demanding work projects. These are the moments your brain's energy demands go through the roof. A 2024 randomized trial on sleep-deprived individuals found that a single large dose of creatine could help restore cognitive performance. Other studies have consistently shown that creatine can lessen the cognitive drop-off from sleep deprivation, helping with reaction time, logical reasoning, and even mood. Of course, whenever creatine comes up, so do the same old myths that have been floating around for years. Let's clear the air, because the reality is that creatine is one of the most studied supplements on the planet with an incredible safety profile. First, the big one. Does creatine damage your kidneys? The answer, based on extensive research, is a clear no. Not for healthy people at recommended doses. This myth started because kidney function tests measure a waste product called creatinine. Multiple meta-analyses have confirmed that creatine does not harm kidney function in healthy individuals. Next up, the hair loss myth. This whole scare traces back to a single small study from 2009 in rugby players, which noted an increase in a hormone called DHT, which is linked to male pattern baldness in those who are genetically prone. However, that study never actually measured hair loss, and dozens of studies since have failed to reliably replicate that hormonal finding. Major evidence-based reviews from 2021 and even a 2025 study that directly measured hair follicles concluded there's no strong evidence that creatine supplementation causes hair loss. Finally, what about bloating and water weight? Creatine does pull water into your muscle cells. This can cause a small, initial increase in body weight in the first few days, but this is water inside the muscle, a good thing, not the kind of water retention that makes you look bloated. For most people taking a standard daily dose, the effect is minimal and often goes unnoticed. The idea that it causes dehydration or cramping has also been thoroughly debunked. Some people kick things off with a loading phase, taking about 20 grams a day, split into 4 doses, for a week to saturate their stores faster. But you don't have to. Taking 3 to 5 grams daily will get you to the exact same place. It just takes a bit longer, around 3 to 4 weeks. Skipping the loading phase also helps minimize any chance of mild stomach upset. The most important part is consistency. Just take it every single day. Mix it in water, a smoothie, or whatever you like. It's a simple, evidence-based habit that could pay huge dividends for your long-term mental stamina. Now, while creatine is a fantastic tool, it's just one piece of the puzzle. If you're serious about optimizing your brain, you need a holistic approach. That's why I made another video on the top 5 biohacks for boosting focus and energy, from intermittent fasting to the surprising power of a simple ice water face plunge. Click the link on screen or in the description to check that out next. And if you got value out of this breakdown, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. For decades, creatine has been completely misunderstood, typecast in a single role as a muscle builder. But the science is now clear. Its story is so much bigger than that. It's a fundamental molecule that supports the energy supply of our most vital organ. While creatine's journey may have started in the gym, it's a tool not just for physical strength but for mental resilience. It's for the student facing exams. It's one of the safest, most studied, and most effective compounds for powering the very energy that creates our thoughts. And that's a story worth telling.